Okay. So let's just have a go. It's checking the connection now. Okay, so we're telling your followers that you've started a live video. Hi, so for the master video, this is the start of Wolf and Social Distancing Round 2. And we are going to be cooking coconut pancakes, grilled mackerel or tofu, depending on what you've chosen, miso broccoli, ginger, get out of my beer, you cheeky rat. No, naughty.
I like the bubbles.
Do you? You like the bubbles? I like the bubbles too.
And I like beer now.
You like beer now?
Yeah.
Do you? Wow, you've really grown up. Sorry, everyone. Dulcie really wanted to help me do my work, so here she is. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us. So we're going to start cooking at about don't know, like 6:30, 6:45. So there'll be a fair little half hour of me waffling while people join the video. We've got something like, we've got like 75 of you out there with kits. So I'm going to wait till like there's, I guess, like 50 people watching, and then we can start to cook. Hi everyone. But yeah, so sorry to anyone who missed out on getting a kit for whatever reason that might have been. Didn't realise, too far away. I don't know. What other reasons are there? Playing Pokemon? Yeah. So yeah, sorry if you missed out on a kit, but we will be doing this again soon. I'm not quite sure when. We'll see. I'm going to try and do one in 2 weeks again, but I've got to have an operation on my wrist. I've got carpal tunnel syndrome. And yes, darling, what?
Please, can I have some of your beer?
No, you can't have any of my beer. Can you believe that? She's a girl after my own heart. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a little operation. So excited for this. Me too. Thanks. Hi Tim. Hi everyone. So yeah, so I've got to have a little operation on my wrist, which is really good, and it's sort of come at the right time. But it might mean that I might not be able to do one in 2 weeks. So I might try and pre-record something. Or I might possibly see if Will, who I work with at the restaurant, is up for doing one instead. But we'll see. I haven't even asked him yet, so I've sort of laid that on him. I hope he's not watching. Okay, so who's here? Oh, there's loads of people here already, 20 people. Hi, Harriet, how's it going? Wicked. I'm well excited about this. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be cooking tonight. Did you just fart? Did you? Do you know that you're live on, basically, you're on telly basically right now, and you just farted? What do you think about that? Whoa! Right, so we are, hey Dulcie, says Kate. Hi Kate, nice to see you. And Kate's watching, Dulcie, Kate's watching you. Do you want to say hello to Kate? I know you can't see her, but she's watching you. Anyway, whatever. So tonight we're going to be cooking these coconut pancakes. They're based off a ban jiao, which is a Vietnamese coconut pancake. I wouldn't call them those because I'm not Vietnamese, but that's what they're based on. And then we're doing some, get out of it. Stop. What are you doing with that? There. That's so strong. So then we're going to be doing some grilled mackerel, which is pre-cured. Finley is very excited to see Dulcie. Dulcie, Finn is watching you. Remember your friend Finn? Do you want to wave? He's watching you. Yeah! Hi, Finn. That's cool. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the coconut pancakes, the grilled mackerel, or you may have chosen tofu. So we'll be doing a little sort of... I think we're going to grill the tofu as well. You can fry it. It's up to you. I think probably just for simplicity, because I've got to do both, I'm going to grill it. But if you want to fry it, just have a little look in your cupboards for a bit of corn flour or something like that, because that will help it to crisp up nicely. Oh, look, Ava says hi too. Hi, Ava. You going to say hi, Ava?
Hi, Ava.
Nice. So, yeah, and then... we're going to be doing our miso broccoli, the famous Wolf and Social miso broccoli. Unfortunately, without the chili meringue, but you have got some pickled chili in your kits. Oh, hi, Kelly. Nice to see you.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly's watching as well. And what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, so for dessert we're doing. Fina might be watching. I don't know. Maybe. So for dessert we're going to have a little ginger granita, and I'm going to show you a really, really, really big cheat to make a granita. It's top secret, so it's a big reveal for you. And that's probably the first thing we're going to do actually, because it needs time to freeze. So I think in your kits you would have got an instruction to get, what did I write? I think I put, what did I put? Baking tray, but yes, but shallow Tupperware would be good. So have a look for a shallow Tupperware now. That'd be, yes, Dulcie.
Actually, Peppa Pig and Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig and Georgie Pig and Mummy Pig all have pancakes.
Ah, so apparently the whole of Peppa Pig's family have pancakes as well. So I don't know if Peppa Pig's family, I don't know if you're watching, but if you want to cook along with us, Peppa Pig's family, you can. Do you think Peppa Pig's watching?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, and then and then we're gonna do a little bit of grilled rhubarb, which is gonna go with that. Again, you can roast it if you want. But the trick with it is going to be to try and get it kind of not cooked all the way through, because rhubarb can tend to go kind of squishy. Yeah, Dulcie's checking out all of our friends up there. I don't know if you can see them. It's our beautiful Lucky Cat collection. We thought we'd bring them out for this one. But yeah, so are you all right? Do you want to go and see Mummy? I think it's nearly your bath time, isn't it? Do you want to go and see Mummy? No, you're quite into this, aren't you? You kind of like the spotlight. You're a bit like me, I think. Anyway, so, I mean, you can stay for a bit. I think Mummy will probably come and get you when it's time for your bath anyway. So, yeah, let's check out the kit. How many have we got? We've got 30 people. So, like, I reckon sort of probably over half the people who are going to cook are watching. So that's good. Oh, you're rubbing my head. Thanks. So, the first things you're going to need out of your kit are the ginger beer, the can of ginger beer, your half a lime, and yeah, if you can get together like a shallow Tupperware, or what did I decide I was going to use? I can't find it. Anyway, I'll have a look for it in a minute when we start. But something that will fit in your freezer, basically. If you've got like a little... Are you saying I'm boring? Are you yawning because you think I'm boring? Yeah. But like a little baking tray is good as well, because that will help things freeze a bit quicker. So the aim is to get our granita frozen by the end of the video, and I've not tested it, so hopefully it'll work. But like the kind of bigger and shallower the dish you use, the Tupperware or baking tray that you use, the better. So yeah, yes, darling.
I want Lucky Cat.
You want to hold a Lucky Cat? Why don't you hold this one? There you go. Dulcie wants to show off one of our Lucky Cats. This is our message cat. So yeah, we in lockdown I have sort of got this Lucky Cat addiction, buying Lucky Cats. I had quite a few already, and we've been picking them up in the window to wave at people as they come past and wish them luck, haven't we? Okay, should we pop that back? And I think it's probably your bath time, so I might send you off to Mummy. So do you want to say goodbye to everyone who's looking? So Tom says, I'm not even cooking tonight, but couldn't resist the live feed. Nice one, Tom. That's Tom Barrett. Do you want to say hello to Tom Barrett? Oh, look, lots of people are sending hearts. You see the hearts down the side? That means they're enjoying it. So do you want to say good night to everyone and go and have your bath? Stop picking your nose. And go and have your bath, and you can come down and say good night to me when you're ready, okay? Cool. Nice one. She's all right. Cool. So, yeah. So we've got like 35 people-ish. So I said we'd start cooking at about past. So I've got to try and fill this like 20 minutes with waffle. So I guess what I'll probably do to start off with is just go through the kit and show you everything that you've got and what it's going to be used for. So you might want to put a few things away till later. But as I said, yeah, that's it. But as I said, the thing we're going to start with is the dessert, because I was kind of not totally sure how to do the dessert, because obviously you're going to want to eat your food, and then I don't want you to then come back to the video to do the dessert. So the granita part of it will be done straight away, and then I'll get you to kind of prep the grilled rhubarb, get it waiting on a tray, and then all you're going to have to do is pop it under the grill or even in a hot oven and just keep an eye on it. I have got waffles. Oh, fine. If you want to join the Instagram Live and do some waffling with me, I'm totally up for that. That's brilliant. But yeah, so double waffles. So make sure you've got a drink as well. Quite important for cooking, I believe. So if you want to gather your equipment, now's a good time. So you need 2 pans. What did I put? I did put frying pans, that's good. A non-stick frying pan would be good. Like, non-stick would be great. If you haven't got a non-stick, it's not the end of the world. There are 2 things you can do. One is really well grease a kind of metal frying pan. I mean, I guess you could probably almost get away with using a wok or something like that, but it's better if it's got a flat bottom, just like me. And then, but if not, you can like heavily grease a kind of a normal frying pan, or if you find when we get to that point when we're cooking the pancakes, if you find they're starting to stick, which is no, you can get some baking parchment, and you can cook your you can put some baking parchment in your pan, cut it round to the right shape, grease it really well, make sure it doesn't go over the edge so it doesn't catch fire, and then you can cook your pancakes onto that and also lift them out. It's really easy. There's no problem doing that at all. So if you haven't got a non-stick pan, it's not the end of the world. But if you haven't, let me know and I can talk you through that. So I'm basically, so for everyone watching, it's gonna be, excuse me, it's gonna be I'm gonna be on till probably, I don't know, I reckon 8 o'clock, maybe even a bit longer, depending how long it takes. So some people have got quite a few kits, so I'm gonna go fairly slowly for this one. Like, you could really put this meal together in like 20 minutes. It's so simple, everything cooks really quickly, and it's delicious. But because I've got a lot of people following, you're gonna have to bear with me. If you're like super zoomy and like wanna just smash through it, you're gonna have to be patient. So definitely open a bottle of wine. Cool. So back to the equipment. So you're gonna need 2 pans. You need a non-stick frying pan if possible, and another frying pan that can be non-stick as well if you like. It doesn't really matter. A wok is good. I've got a little mini wok which I really like and sits on my hob nicely, and I've used it a lot, as you can tell. So that's a good one. That's going to be for the broccoli with miso that we do. It's very, very important that you have got some sugar. So like, we've got probably 15 minutes before we start the cooking. So if you haven't got your sugar, run to the shops or give your neighbour a knock. Can you do that? I don't know. Can we social distancingly borrow sugar? Just, I don't know, wear some gloves or whatever. Anyway, and what else are we gonna need? One of the things I didn't put on the sheet for the equipment list is you're gonna need a chopping board and a sharp knife. So grab a chopping board and a sharp knife. We're actually gonna do some chopping, proper chopping, but it's dead simple. Don't worry about it. You're gonna need a spatula or a fish slice. I haven't actually found what I'm gonna use yet. I've got this thing that I quite like using, but so I haven't got the same kind of equipment that I have at the restaurant at my house, as I'm sure you can tell. But like, that's kind of the point of me doing it here, is you don't want to see me in a restaurant with all of the kit that I've got there, kind of like, you know, whizzing along. Like, I'm the same as you guys. I live in a normal house, in a normal kitchen, which, you know, we're lucky enough to have a beautiful kitchen, but we've got kind of like ordinary utensils. There's nothing mad or weird or chefy apart from the odd few things that I brought back from work. Like, even my knives here are pretty rubbish. All my good knives are at work. But yeah, so grab yourself a knife, a chopping board, a spatula, or I don't know. Oh look, I've got this. My friend Jack gave this to me actually. I think he might be watching. Jack, you gave me that. So I might use that, which would be nice. Will honey do as a sugar substitute? No sugar here. Honey will do for the dessert, for the rhubarb dessert. But well, it depends really. So basically, there's a cool thing that we do when we're doing the miso broccoli, which involves chucking a handful of sugar into the pan. It really, I would say try your hardest to get some sugar within the next like half hour. If you can get some sugar, it'd be great. It doesn't matter what kind of sugar as well. You can use anything, like even like a dark muscovado. If you like crumble it up a bit and don't use so much because it's got quite a strong flavour. But honey, I think won't work so well with the broccoli. To be honest with you, I think the flavour contrast will be a bit like, I don't know, not my cup of tea. But you could try with honey. It's just I kind of feel like you've paid for this kit, and I wouldn't want you to like experiment with putting honey on the broccoli. It feels weird. I don't think you should do it. So yeah, knock round to your neighbours. Who was that? Nadia. Knock round to your neighbours and ask for a cup of sugar. It's classic. It's cliche. It's brilliant. They'll love it. So we've got spatula. What else are we going to need? A whisk. Oh yeah, my whisk. So you're going to need a whisk, or you could use some chopsticks or a fork. Where basically this is for the pancake batter, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of made for you. So that box, that yellow box of beautiful coconut pancake batter, is ready made for you. However, because it's made with 2 types of flour, rice flour and a little bit of corn flour. Sometimes it separates a little bit. It probably hasn't, but sometimes it likes to separate a little bit. But and also I want to talk to you about a couple of things you could do. So with it. So we have spare sugar in the Durham Road area. Nice. Hey, yeah, Nadja, you can always pop round and I can give you some sugar. God, that sounded flirty. I wasn't supposed to be flirty. All right. So yeah, you want to get your whisk. That's going to be for the batter. You need a couple of bowls. Just like a small mixing bowl is fine. You don't need anything massive. Just like a little nice mixing bowl, or like, you know, even just like a normal like bowly bowl is fine. That's what I call that, bowly bowl, technical term. So then on top of that stuff, you're gonna need. I've put salt down, but actually, I was just looking over it, and I don't think you need any salt because I've kind of seasoned everything. So I think you are all right without salt. I think this dish is good. NR7's got salt as well. Like, so Nadja, if you need some salt, let us know your postcode and we'll find someone in that area with some sugar. My awesome friends are bringing sugar now. Yes, your friends are awesome. They're very, very cool. Cool. All right, nice. So, oh yeah, so then the next thing I've written is, oh yeah, you want a tea towel. This is actually quite important. So at the restaurant with this kind of dish, Woolf and Social Kitchen flirt. Yeah, I know. Sorry. So with this kind of dish at the restaurant, we would kind of do everything all at the same time. I'm not going to do that because, well, I would like to go through things bit by bit and not sort of rush through it. So what you need your tea towel for is for that. No, is for your pancakes, because we're going to cook the pancakes, and normally we cook the pancakes and send them straight out, put it straight out with the thing, and that is probably how they're best served. However, with something like that, and with any kind of bready thing that you're doing, when you've cooked it, if you wrap it in a tea towel, and you could even leave it in a warm place, it won't go kind of weirdly crispy, like the kind of crispy you don't want, and it won't go really cold, and it won't lose its integrity. So no one wants to lose their integrity. So grab a tea towel, clean tea towel, although I've just been doing that with this, so I might get a cleaner tea towel, to wrap your pancakes in. What else do we need? Some baking trays and roasting pans. So one is going to be for the rhubarb, one is going to be for your mackerel or your tofu, or both. I'm going to do both. I think we've got a couple of people who ordered both. So so that's going to be for that. You definitely need some sesame oil if you've got it. Now, sesame oil. So, sesame oil that you buy from the shops, and I've actually got both here. You get a pure sesame oil, which is really mega delicious and really strong sesame flavour, and you get a blended sesame oil, and quite often it's blended with a bit of a, like, not a great oil, like this is blended with soybean oil. It's pretty flavourless, and you know, you actually want something slightly less flavoured. This is better for cooking. than this. This is good for kind of dressings and drizzling over stuff, and this is better for cooking. So if you've got pure sesame oil, what I would suggest is you get some cooking oil as well, and you just put a bit of sesame oil and a bit of cooking oil in the pan. But we'll get to that. Sesame oil anyway in R3. This is amazing. I love the shout outs for ingredients. But yeah, if anyone hasn't got sesame oil at all, you can use peanut oil or cooking oil, and that's totally fine. No one's going to judge you. I mean, a little bit. But if you've got sesame oil, that would be the best. So, where are we? Oh yeah, and then the last thing is get something nice to drink. If you haven't got anything like nice and cold to drink, because this is kind of a cold, fresh, I'd say white wine, beer, champagne would be good. But obviously drink whatever you want to drink. I'm drinking like Stella Tops. Don't judge me. And what else? I've got a little thing. Oh yeah. So a couple of other things. If we've got any gluten-free people, because this whole menu is gluten-free and vegan if you've chosen tofu. So there's no lactose in any of it or anything. But it is still delicious. Like vegan food can be delicious. It doesn't have to be like fake and stuff like that. Like vegetables are amazing. They're just as valid an ingredient. Thanks, Tim. They are just as valid as any protein, any meat or whatever that you would choose to make the focus of a dish. You can make the vegetable a focus of a dish, and it doesn't have to be boring. And I like to think that that's kind of one of our ethoses at Woolf and Social, that we like value our vegetables as highly as we value the rest of our ingredients. So where are we on equipment? I think that's pretty much it. Chopping board, knife, two frying pans, one non-stick please if you've got it. If not, I can talk you through it. Spatula or a fish slice, a whisk, a bowl. If you haven't got a whisk, use a fork or some chopsticks. Tea towel, some baking trays or roasting pans, sesame oil and sugar. You don't need salt. I don't know why I wrote that on there. So sorry if you've got loads of salt ready or gone out and bought loads of salt. After lockdown, an intervention can be staged. Oh, for goodness sake. Listen. Of the crap beers, Stella is king. I'm going to say that, and I stick to it, and I believe it. So, right. I mean, actually, to be fair, I did have loads of Asahi, because we were doing a kind of Asian-y theme thing. I thought, it'd be quite cool if I'm drinking Asahi. And I did have loads of Asahi, but someone who might be watching right now drank it all. Yeah. So, anyway, we have got everything ready, I reckon. So, where are we? Oh, cool. We're nearly at cooking time. I just want to wait for a few more people to join because we're on like 30 people, and I reckon there's probably 50 who said they were going to do this with us tonight. So no, I didn't necessarily mean you. I mean, I did sort of mean you and me and whoever else. Anyway, right. So enough of that. The other thing that you're going to need, and look what I did find. So, well, this isn't actually tequila, but like a tequila or a vodka will be great for the granita. And I've got mezcal, which is delicious. I absolutely love mezcal, and this is the one with the weird worm in the bottom, which is fine, but I'm going to avoid I probably won't put the worm in the granita. I don't know. We have got a bit of fame for eating insects at the restaurant, but I think I'll leave the worm out for now. Right, so let's just get some bits together. I'm going to try and I just dropped a line. I'm going to try and show you a bit more of the kind of this stuff. Hey, Brad. Nice one, man. Good to see you, mate. Hope all's well. That is delicious indeed. So we're going to start with the dessert. So we're going to start cooking pretty soon. Oh, I know what I did. I was like, where did I put that thing that I was going to make the granita in? Where is it? And I've jumped the gun and I've put it in the freezer already because I thought it'd be really embarrassing if my granita doesn't set. So sorry, I've put my tub in the freezer already. But what you're going to need is a nice shallow, a nice big... Oh, that's Felipe and Kathleen. Hey, nice one. Mega City Fictions. Cool. Hi, guys. Hi, Amy. Everyone, like, we're basically all here. Pretty much everyone's here who's going to do it. I think some of the people who said they were going to do it live might end up watching the video afterwards. Right, so we're nearly there. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Sorry, I did tell people that I'd start cooking between 6:30 and 7, and I don't want people to miss the start. So I'm going to wait a bit longer, but that does mean I've got to think of some other things to say. Anyone got any good conversation starters? Just kidding. No, so, yeah, grab the stuff that you need for the dessert. So for the dessert, you want your ginger beer. You want your limes. You want, oh yeah, mezcal. Should we have it? Has anyone else got some tequila or vodka or whatever that they're gonna, should we all have a shot? What is miso? Good one, Jack. I mean, do you actually want to know? So miso is like a fermented, well, it can be made from any kind of grain. It's like fermented, salted kind of grain thing. Yeah. Which, hang on. Let me find some. So I don't profess to know loads about miso, but miso is made from fermenting a grain. Usually it's soybean. What's this? Body, dangerous, nice. So it's made from fermenting soybean. I think you use a koji culture to make miso, but I'd have to check that. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think you use koji culture and you ferment soy and salt, etc. Oh yes, sure. Should we just do that? We have a nice bottle of homebrew next time when you deliver the dinner kit. Oh, that's so kind, Amy. Brilliant. I'll make sure to deliver yours. Soybeans with salt and koji. And sometimes rice, barley, seaweed. Yeah, so that's it. That's basically exactly what I just said. Huh? So maybe I do know some things. I don't know. No, not really. Anyway, right. So, oh yeah, we're going to have a shot. That'd be nice. Okay, so... I need, oh look, I forgot this, gold cup. So yeah, let's have a little shot, and by the time we've done that, we'll be ready to start thinking about dessert. So, to make your shot, get your booze, get a cup, a little gold cup. If you haven't got a gold cup, don't bother. And actually, this is really nice mezcal, so I'm probably not going to just like down it in one. I'm going to sip it a bit. I hope that's okay with everyone. But cheers. Thanks very much for joining me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a good cook-off. Oh, I think I'm a bit drunk already. Oh, lovely. Right. So, for this dessert, we've got the ginger beer, we've got the booze, we've got some lime, and you should have your tub. I'm going to get mine out of the freezer. So basically, you can use any old Tupperware. I've got this like Pyrex thing, and Pyrex takes a little while to get the temperature through, so I've frozen mine. But like, I reckon, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that in the time it takes for us to cook the meal, eat the meal, and then it gets to dessert, your granita will be ready. I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Cool. Yeah, that's nice. So, can I start cooking? I don't know. It says 27 people watching. I'm gonna wait for a couple more. I'm sorry, but we are nearly there. I reckon I'll give it another 5 minutes. So, what else can we talk about? So, oh yeah, I talked you through the kit. I forgot. I haven't even done that yet. That's what I usually do at the start. So that stuff is your pancake batter. You have got this a beautiful gluten-free kind of Vietnamese style pancake. It's based on a ban jiao. I think that's how you say it. Probably isn't like, that's, you know, I call it a coconut pancake because I'm not Vietnamese. In fact, it was Jackie Papaya Vert who told me about these. and then I started experimenting with them, and she was right, they're absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, thanks Jackie. And yeah, so this has got kind of rice flour, coconut milk, it's got some desiccated coconut, some Korean chili I put in it because I like that kind of, I like to carry the kind of chili flavour through the meal, so you kind of don't, you know, you don't get sort of smashed in the face by one bit. It's kind of, it has a little journey. Maybe have another shot while you're waiting to start. Thanks. I think I should probably chill a little bit. I've had a couple of beers already. So, but yeah, so that's that. It's a non-Newtonian fluid, by the way, for anyone who cares, which actually we might end up needing to talk about when we start to mix it. So you got that. I've given you these beautiful things, which are, do you know what they are? Did I write it down in the thing? I think so. These are fresh young shallots. So shallots, you normally see them in the shops, like they're like, you know, little onions, or banana shallots are like kind of long little onions, but these are fresh and they are absolutely phenomenal. They're so delicious. We're going to do a couple of things with these. So we're going to use the tails to go with your, ooh, oh that's cool. We're going to use the kind of the green stems to kind of make the kind of pickled vegetable salad, and we're going to probably grill the bulbs in a little bit of in with your mackerel or your tofu, whatever you've decided to have. We've got broccoli, bog standard broccoli. So like once you've seen this, and I can even tell you what goes into the miso sauce and stuff, so once you've made this with me, you should be able to make it anytime. So yeah, you've got your broccoli, you've got the miso sauce, which before transit did look really, really nice with some sesame seeds on top. Oh yeah, those might pop a little bit. I'm not sure actually, because there's not so much in there, but they might pop a little bit when we cook them. You've got these. We made my daughter some pasta earlier, and I left this too close to the hob. As you can see, it melted. Oh, by the way, these little pots are biodegradable. You can put them in your food waste, okay? And all the rest of our stuff is recyclable, including this. However, makes a good lunchbox, so wash it up. So yeah, these are little garlic crisps. They're pretty pokey, they're pretty garlicky, so if I were you, I would maybe not chuck them all on straight away. Try one or two. I mean, I gave you quite a lot for this dish. I mean, that's probably like, I don't know, 4 cloves, which is quite a lot of garlic. Maybe numbers due to a lot of couples joined on. Oh, that is true actually. A lot of couples joined on one device. That is true. Well, we're going to start cooking pretty shortly anyway. It's just I wanted to stick to kind of the times that I told people. So we're definitely going to start in the next sort of 5 minutes. So anyway, so you got your garlic crisps, and I've given you some pickled vegetables. So these are pickled bean sprouts and pickled chilies. Again, I gave you quite a lot of pickled chilies, and they're a little bit pokey. So you might not want to use them all. It's up to you. And in your larger boxes is the rhubarb. So this rhubarb, I put a little bit of sugar in it on it already just to start pulling out some of the moisture. Some of the moisture's starting to come out. I've also put a little bit of spice through the sugar, and you'll see a few bits of star anise and stuff. Obviously don't eat those. And I gave you fortune cookies. These are not gluten-free, but they are vegan, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they are vegan, I checked. And some sherbet straws, just because I like them. Oh, Henry is using the shallots as tickling instruments, says Edward. Well, Henry, this is a very, very serious cook-along, and do you think you could try and take it a bit more seriously, please? Right, so next we've got, oh yeah, the fish and the toffee. You can get that out now, by the way. It's probably better that it comes to room temperature. So if you've got fish and tofu in the fridge, grab it, leave it somewhere, you know, just room temperature. I'm going to get mine. Okay, so get your fish and your tofu. So the fish, the mackerel, these are beautiful fresh mackerel fillets, and they're semi-cured. So essentially, you could eat them kind of raw pretty much anyway, because they're beautiful fresh mackerel, and like if fish is fresh and locally caught, you can pretty much eat it raw. You know, a lot of people would say freeze it first, but yeah, up to you. But I've cured it. So this is cured in like all sorts of stuff, but mainly like, just got the sugar delivery from Mushroom Tom. Oh, no way. Cheers, Mushroom Tom. I think he's watching. I think he's doing this with us. So cheers, Mushroom Tom. Good old boy. And yeah, so we've got, they smell amazing. Yeah, they do. Yeah, so the mackerel is cured in like, it's quite a simple cure. It's just like salt, sugar, some Korean chili, and some rice vinegar, and fresh chili and fresh garlic. But when we come to cook these, you're going to kind of wipe the cure off them, because it is really pokey. It's really salty and really sugary, and you don't want to kind of like, you don't want a crazy salty bit of fish. And if you don't wipe off enough of it, then you wee quick pickled asparagus after the last one. Good on you. Brilliant. So yeah. So I'm glad, yeah, thanks everyone for the last one, by the way. I really enjoyed it. Like this, like it's made me want to do more of these. I don't know if, I said right at the beginning of this video, I might, well, basically I've got to have an operation on my hand. I know it's really boring, but I've got to have an operation on my right wrist because I've got carpal tunnel syndrome in both hands. And I'm managing to get the operation done during lockdown. Watching this at 1:35 AM Hong Kong time makes me hungry. Oh, hi Becky. Nice to see you. So, Woolf and Social, Katie Becky's wedding. Nice one. But yes, I've got to have this operation, and they've brought it forward, so I'm having it on next Friday. So I'm going to try and organise a way of doing this either with one hand, which could be quite fun, or I'm going to possibly try and get the other chef that works at Woolf and Social to do it for me, or I'm going to pre-record it before the operation. So we'll see, but I'll try and do another one in 2 weeks. Hopefully. God, I won't be able to do that next week. Right, okay. So I reckon it's time. We're gonna start cooking. Is everyone ready? Yeah. Good luck with the op. Oh, thanks, Amy. Nice one. Right, so get a good slug. Now then, your granita. So if you've got more than one kit, I'm just going to do one. I mean, this is like 1 tin of this will actually make quite a lot of granita. Like it will. Wait, you cater weddings? Yes, sometimes. Get in touch. But yeah, so that's actually quite a lot of granita. So you might not want to do it. I'm only going to do 1 can because it's just me and my partner who's going to eat this. So it's up to you. Thank you for our kits. Saws Audrey the dog barked the street down. So excited to eat. Love the last one to you. Oh, thanks, Rachel. Cheers, Rachel. Yeah, well, yeah, it was quite cool. I really tried hard to make friends with that dog, and like, but she was having none of it. She is a really good guard dog. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying doing the deliveries. Maybe I should quit the day job and be a delivery driver. Like, I think I've got quite a good rapport with angry dogs. Right, I'm going to put on an apron and I'm going to wash my hands. I really like this shirt, so I'm going to put on an apron. Later on, it's going to be necessary. So if you've got an apron that you want to wear it. Now, wash your hands with soap. It's important, and we should all be doing it all the time. There's still a lot of this stuff going on. Right, I'm washing my hands. So, I hope you're washing your hands too, by the way. Okay, so I am going to start with the dessert. Let me get another tea towel out for later. Okay, cool. So, was nice to see Felix on the first delivery. Yeah, it's always nice to see Felix. He's a jolly chap. In fact, here's a good little shout out. Felix is going to be cutting off, I don't know if you've seen his hair, but he's been growing his hair like down to here or whatever. Looks amazing. He's going to be cutting it off for charity, and we will, when it happens, we'll put some stuff out. So keep an eye out, and please just like send him a quid or a £5 or whatever. I'll probably send him 50p. Right, so get your ginger beer. We're starting, by the way. Is everyone ready? I hope you're ready. Okay, we're starting right now. This is it. This moment, when I do this, signifies the start of the cook-along. You ready? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. So grab your Tupperware or your baking tray, whatever fits in your freezer. Mine is no longer frozen, so no more. Which charity? It's called something like Little Princesses. So basically, he's donating his hair to a charity that makes wigs for children who've been through chemo and lost their hair. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Felix. But yeah, it's something like that. I think he might be watching. I hope he's watching. If he's watching, if Felix, if you're watching, put a link on or something. Right, put your ginger beer into your pot. So this is a trick to make a granita. Oh, I feel like there's too much in there. I should have chosen a shallower. I should have chosen a bigger dish because that will make it freeze more quickly. But I think, fingers crossed, it'll be all right. So pour your ginger beer into your Tupperware or baking tray, whatever you're going to use, and take your half a lime. I think it's called Little Princess Trust. Yes, it is called Little Princess Trust. Thank you, Francis. This is Hamish on Kate's phone. Hi, Hamish. So yeah, grab your lime. So you've poured your ginger beer into your Tupperware or container or whatever. Grab your lime and just squeeze it in. And if you want, you can grab a fork or a squeeze or whatever. To be honest, like, just get a bit in there. You don't need loads and loads. Like a whole half a lime with one can is quite a lot. You can even save a bit of the juice out of that because it'll go quite nicely on the mackerel at the end. So I'm going to save a little bit out of mine. Okay, so you've got that in there. Is everyone with me? If you're not, by the way, if I go too fast, please, like, I think someone's doing like 6 kits at once. So if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. And I'll like go back over stuff if you need me to, but just message. If you don't tell me, I won't know. Right, get your booze. So some people are using vodka, some people are using tequila. I'm using mezcal. So, and you don't want too much. It's like, you know, you don't want to go crazy boozy. Or, I mean, maybe you do. But like booze doesn't freeze. So if you put loads in, you're going to end up with more of a slush. So better just to get a little bit of flavour from it and drink the booze if you want it to be boozy. So I'm just going to put like a capful, which I guess would be about, I don't know, 15 mil, something like that. So I'm going to pour that in. And the reason we're doing this is because I really want your granita to be ready for dessert. So get it in the freezer right now. I'm going to get mine in, okay? There's never any space in here. Okay, I managed to find a little bit of space on top of a cheese pizza, so don't worry about it. Right, cool. So, recycling bin. Next. Oh yeah, so, as I said, I forgot the spirits. Don't worry about it. Just drink a beer. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it will taste amazing. Can you use white wine instead? I mean, just drink. I think just drink the wine and eat the granita. Do you know what I mean? Like, drink the wine, drink it. So we're gonna focus on dessert for now because I'm not gonna do the dessert at the end because I want you to eat it. Was it a shot? I did about half a shot, Amy. So I just want the flavour of it rather than. It's not like we're not gonna eat that to get pissed. If you want to get pissed, drink it. But it's just for the flavour, and if you haven't got it, it doesn't matter. It still tastes amazing. That trick to make a granita was taught to me by an extremely well-known chef who I won't mention who it was because he told me never to tell people the trick. But to make a ginger granita, ginger beer is basically the best way. You're never going to make a better ginger granita than using gin is a good alternative, sure, but you're never going to make a better ginger granita than by using ginger beer. So so yeah, it's it looks great and people love it, and it kind of, and if you don't tell people it's ginger beer, like, you know, you can get away with it being a bit swanky. It's in the freezer, right? Everyone got their granita in the freezer. So the next thing is grab your rhubarb. The rhubarb came in these big long ones. Don't confuse it with the mackerel. They look quite different, so I trust you. Okay, we need a baking tray. Ta-da. So grab a baking tray or something that you can put in the oven, like, you know, you might want to use like a pan with a metal handle or whatever, and that can go in. And all you're going to do, really simply, is like, this dessert is dead simple. Top tip, thanks chef, no worries. Come on, who was it? I'm not going to tell you. Right, recycling bin. So, I'm just going to put me rhubarb out on the tray. Don't be tempted to clump them together, because if you clump them together, they're more likely to kind of mush. And what you want to do, so even though the rhubarb are kind of varying sizes, like I've got a real bad boy there, and this one's a little bit diddier, right? It doesn't matter. Don't be tempted to cut them in half. Mine has rhubarb written on it. So, spread them out a bit, and leave all of the spices that I included in the box in there. So there should be a few bits of star anise, and there's some powdered spice which you won't see, but hopefully you'll smell. And it's a little kind of spice blend. It's like a 5-spice basically. So you got the rhubarb in there. There was some sugar in the box as well. Put them in. The amount of sugar that I put in is not enough. So Nadia, I hope you've got that sugar now, because you're going to grab some sugar. I'm using, what am I using? I think it's golden caster, but like really any sugar is fine. Like, go for your life, honestly. Like, you're like, a lot of this sugar you're not going to eat, but rhubarb really needs sweetness, and their ginger granita is not very sweet, so really go for it. And actually, if you're using honey, honey's great. Scrape the sugar off the box. Yeah, but you're going to need more sugar than what was in the box. So, like, go extra on the sugar. Make sure you've got sugar on every bit of rhubarb. I'm going to show you mine, if you show me yours. Right. There we go. Can you see it? So look, I've just like doused it in sugar. Okay, and a lot of that sugar you're not gonna eat. It's gonna like caramelize on the bottom of the baking tray. It's gonna be an arse to wash up, but that's tomorrow, isn't it? Hey, right. So we're not doing anything with that for now. We're just getting this ready because I want you to be ready for dessert. Actually, I should probably just go through it now. This. You're going to put, once you've finished your meal, because I'm not going to come back on to do dessert. This is your dessert tutorial right now. When you finish your meal, or while you're eating your meal, stick your oven on as hot as it goes, or put your grill on. Actually, don't put your grill on while you're eating, that's mental. But just, you know, you basically want really high heat with this, okay? So let's just stick your oven on to basically as high as it will go. I mean, probably like 240 is enough. Supercharging sugar, exactly. And then it'll probably take, if your oven's preheated, it'll probably take like 8 minutes. You don't want to overcook it, but yeah, you don't want to overcook rhubarb because it just turns to mush. It's still delicious, so if it turns to mush, don't worry about it. But you want it to still have just a little bit of bite inside, which is why we haven't cut the bigger bits, because if you cut them, they'll cook on the inside really quickly. The heat will get to them really quickly, and they'll turn to mush really quickly. As soon as you cut them, it kind of denatures them, so you don't get that kind of slight bite in the middle. So as I say, so when you're kind of getting to the end of your meal, pop back into the kitchen, make sure your oven's nice and hot, whip those in about 8 minutes, just about. What's that say? This is why we come to the restaurant, so we don't have to wash up. Yeah, fair enough. I know, oh God, I wish the restaurant was open. God, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Anyway, but we're all doing the right thing. Well done. Now wash your hands. Right, so you've sugared your rhubarb. There's already spice and stuff on it. You've got your star anise on there as well. That is ready to go. All you need to do, put it in a hot oven, about 8 minutes, but check it. You don't want it to just, because it will. Keep an eye on it. That is going to be for your dessert. There's 4 pieces per person, so don't get greedy. Okay, and that's going to go with your granita. So I'm going to pop that away for now, out of the way, somewhere. Now, I should probably talk about the granita. So when the granita, send Felix around to wash up tomorrow. Yeah, good luck. So the granita, when it's frozen, which I really hope it's going to be frozen in time for you to have your dessert. I'm sure it will. I didn't test this. I should have done. I don't know how long it takes for a can of ginger beer to freeze. I mean, it can't be more than 2 hours, can it? Whatever. Anyway, but otherwise you'll have a nice granita in the morning. Anyway, you don't want it to be like frozen solid because then it'll be really hard to make the granita. But when the granita is frozen, grab one of these. It's called a fork. You've probably got one. Take your tub with the granita and just rub up and down, scratch, 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 rub it up and down, rub it up and down, rub it up and down, mix it all up. You're basically making like a slush puppy kind of thing. Hi to our neighbours, Martin, 65 West End Street. Amen. So yeah, you're basically kind of, you know, just mashing it right up. And that's going to go with, so it's going to be like a hot and cold dessert. So you're going to have the hot roast rhubarb with those beautiful spices that I've already put on there for you. And you've got the ginger granita with hopefully a little bit of tequila or vodka or something in it just to give it a little... speaking of which, should we have another little shot? Let's have another little shot. Okay, so moving on. So that's the dessert. I hope everyone feels comfortable with the dessert. If not, send me a message. Send me you do have fork, good, brilliant. If not, we can send Mushroom Tom round with a fork. So, if you shots. If you are unsure about something with the dessert or something's gone wrong or whatever, you can always send me a message on Instagram. Send Woolf and Social a message on Instagram, and I will do my best to reply as long as I'm not asleep or like, I don't know, whatever. Right. Anyway, cheers. Have a shot. Lovely. Right. Okay, moving swiftly on. We're going to do some... Drunk already? Yeah, me too. Okay, so moving swiftly on. So that's the dessert out of the way. Aren't you lucky? And like, also, don't forget that I gave you these. So if your dessert royally messes up, you've still got fortune cookies and sherbet straws. So, you know, to be fair, the sherbet straws... Oh no, you smashed the sugar jar. Oh no, that is bad. Have you not got any like in a bag in the cupboard? Well, like whatever it is, because we're going to need some more sugar in a bit. Oh, I think Mel Bell is maybe drunk as well. Does anyone live near Mel Bell? Can anyone take around some sugar? You can always come here and grab some sugar off me. That isn't flirting as well, by the way, just to let you know. So the sherbet goes really nicely with the rhubarb if you want to do that. Otherwise, hey, nice to see you, Axel. Or you can have it now. Like, I mean, these are the best. Hey, you want to know a really good tip? A really, really good tip. One for life. These things, I'm sure you know this already, but you open one end like that. And then you open the other end. You get the whole thing in one. You don't suck it out of the straw. You do that. So, you know. Now I haven't got any for dessert. So, anyway. Right. We're going to move on. Finally. So, we're going to do some chopping. This is like serious chef skills. Actual chopping. It's going to take about 10 seconds. So, get your shallots. So, you've got these beautiful fresh shallots. These were grown by my friend Charlie, who I don't know if you saw in the last video, I've been working with him every Wednesday. In fact, is that his sister who's just joined in? Maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, so you've got these beautiful, beautiful fresh shallots. They're amazing. We're not going to mess around with them. We're not going to do anything silly. Yeah, I know. Good on you, Tim. See, these sherbet straws, I flipping love them. Anyway, so I'm just going to move my pans because I'm going to do my chopping here. Oh, I've done the same thing I did last time. I've used my only chopping board as the phone holder. Anyway, I'm going to just move some stuff around so that I can do this chopping and you can see it. Okie dokie. So I know we're going a little bit slow. So sorry for those people who are impatient. But, you know, you're with me for the long haul now. So sorry about that. Okay, grab your shallots. They've already been prepped for you, okay? So there's no... Or there shouldn't be any kind of like browny bits. Like even the tips of them, on mine certainly, they're like perfectly beautiful and edible. So, right, how am I going to do this? Let me try doing this. Hang on a second, bear with me. A nice close-up of my boat race. Right, ready. Okay, cool, look. There's my shallots. And I'm going to get my vaguely sharp knife. Okay, I can't hold the phone and chop at the same time. But what you're going to do is you're going to finely slice those, which I'm going to put the phone down and do. And you're going to get all the way up to here. So you want to leave a bulb. You want to leave your bulb with a little bit of stalk, okay? In fact, I'll just cut those off there so you can see. What's that? Hang on. Wait a minute. We've got a visitor. Mummy said what? What did Mummy say? Be in the video. Ah, okay. So have you? So basically, what you're saying is you've come down to say goodnight to me. Come here then. Let's have a big cuddle. Oh. Good night, Dulcie. Do you want to say good night to everyone who's watching?
Good night.
Do you want to say good night, everyone who's watching?
Good night, everyone.
Good girl. Thank you. Sleep well. I hope you have lovely dreams. Night, night. Go on then. Off you go. She breaks my heart. Right. I'm chopping shallots. Look. I'm chopping shallots. They're not tears. It's just crap. Right. So what you should. So I've just basically chopped off the. Oh, thanks, guys. Dulcie, everyone says go to bed. Night. Right. So you should have the green bits and the bulb with a little bit of stalk on the top. I should have thought about this before. I haven't quite worked out how to show you me chopping. Maybe if I pretend. So what you're going to do is chop the green bits really finely, which I'm just going to do now, and you won't be able to see me doing it, but just chop them as finely as you can. It doesn't really matter if it's not like mental fine. Like, I'll show you what I've done in a sec. So like I've done them like, I don't know, like half a centimetre or something. No, probably a bit smaller than that. But basically those bits, the green bits, you're going to eat raw. The other bits we're going to try and cook. So let me show you. So we've got like that, okay? So that's the green bits. So with those, get a bowl. What shall I use? I'll use one of these. Okay, so get a bowl, put your green bits into the bowl. These bits you're going to eat raw, okay? And then, with your bulbs, you're going to slice them down the middle, cut them in half. If you want, you can take this little, hey Ed, you alright? Are you guys cooking now? Because you've missed a little bit. But the main thing is, if you've just joined, you're in the bowl as an amplifier. Oh, nice. The main thing is to get your granita in, Ed, are you cooking with us now, Ed? Anyway, let me know if you are, because I'll quickly catch you up. But anyway, grab your bulb and chop it in half. So I've got some people, the reason I'm doing this quite slowly is I've got some people, hey, just having a peek. Oh, cool. All right, nice one, mate, brilliant. So chop it in half down the middle and do the same with all your other ones. No, you haven't interrupted, mate. No, it's brilliant. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't cooking with us now. If you want, you can just take this little bit of root off the bottom. It doesn't really matter though. Like, I mean, I'd eat that. I wouldn't. I would at the restaurant, but I'm not going to at home, if you see what I mean. So yeah, chop them all in half. The reason I'm going quite slowly is probably some people aren't doing this as fast as, say, I would, and some people aren't doing it as fast as you might. And also some people have got like 6 onions to do, okay, rather shallots. So yeah, cut them down the middle. So once you cut your shallots in half, put them aside. In fact, if you wanted to be really, really... Actually, we could just do this. Put the onions into the box with the shallot or tofu, whatever you've chosen, and they'll start to achieve some of that chili flavour off there, because you're going to kind of cook it with it anyway, and so it's a good place to put it. So I'm going to do that. Now, You've just reminded me I was going to do a shallot joke, but I've forgotten. Oh, now I've put them away. I can't do the joke. Okay, imagine. All right, hang on. Imagine this is a whole one of those. Okay. Now remember, in your kit, you get one small onion, but that's shallot. Oh, what a great time! Hey, you're back. Some people are back. Thank you. That was really funny. I hope that it cut out on the punchline, or like. Anyway, I'm not going to do the joke again. So if it cut out, you'll have to make up your own punchline. Instagram boot me off due to bad jokes. That is extremely likely. I should imagine they would. If I was what's the word? If I was like invigilating, then I would have booted me off for that horrendous joke as well. That's your shallot, yeah. You get one small onion, and that's shallot. Fine. I can't believe Instagram booted me off for bad jokes. That is unbelievable. Okay. Do we need a whip round for Instagram Pro? Yeah, probably. I didn't even know there was an Instagram Pro. Does that mean... Oh, right. I should have probably done that. Okay, so... nearly everyone's back, actually. That was quick. Well done, everyone. Thank you. That means you're on it. Good. Good work. Okay, so... what we're going to do... hey James or Mel. You alright? Yeah, so where are we at? So is everyone here? I think we're just waiting for a couple more people to carry on. Yeah, I know, pro for a pro. I should have gone pro. But, you know, whatever. I should have been a contender. Right, okay, so... you've got your chopped fresh shallot bits, leafy bits. They're in the bowl. Is everyone... I don't think everyone's quite back yet. Yeah, sorry it cut out, but that was quite a perfect moment for cut out. Which bits of shallot go where? Thanks for asking, Tim. So, as I mentioned, your like bulby bit that you've chopped off at where it starts to go green, and you've chopped it in half. Stick it in with your, or just put it like, you can just put it aside, but I'm just going to put it in with my mackerel that's curing to kind of blah 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 blah, to kind of start to meld some of those flavours or whatever. And then, hang on, I've had too much tequila and I'm eating all the garlic. Don't worry, there's enough garlic. There's well enough garlic. So you should have chopped those shallots, the shallot bulbs in half and stuck them to one side, whether that's with your protein, sorry, my notes are all, basically I stuck my notes to the wall with sellotape. But it's the bit behind my cooker, because this is my hob. And so it's kind of a little bit greasy. And so the sellotape, every time I sort of look up, the sellotape's going, but yeah. Anyway, so you've got your chopped shallot green bits, stalky bits, stalk, should we call them stalks? Yeah, stalks. So you've got your chopped shallot stalks. Then in your slightly smaller boxes, these ones, you have got these beautiful pickled bean sprouts and pickled chilies. Now, I gave you quite a lot of pickled chilies in the kit, so it's up to you. Depends how brave you are, depends what you're into, but I'm gonna put the whole lot in this bowl, like that. And I'm doing 2 kits, so I'm gonna put 2 in. Boom. Now this is like your kind of beautiful pickled Asian-y lovely salad. So I'm just going to grab some form of utensil. Oops, not that one. God, I think I might have had too many tequilas. That'll do. Right. So just give it a little mix around. And that essentially can go on your table as it is. Like, you don't need anything else in there. So you've got pickled bean sprouts, and so the pickled bean sprouts were done in like a kind of sweetened kind of apple and rice vinegar. Sorry, I missed what we are doing with the chili. Oh, so sorry, Mikey. Put the chili and the bean sprouts in with your chopped shallot stalks, okay? Like that. And just mix it up, and that's basically like your little salad. So when we've done the coconut pancakes, that's kind of what's going to go in them when you eat them, or go on the side of the plate. However you want to dress the plate is fine, but this is basically your kind of like crunchy, pickly garnish, which is going to really offset like I've cured the mackerel quite sweet, and the banjao, so I keep calling them banjao, and I feel funny doing it. So the coconut pancakes are also quite sweet. So this is to kind of offset that. So you've got that raw, beautiful kind of chivy kind of taste from the shallot stalks, and you've got the pickly goodness from your pickled bean sprouts and pickled chilies, okay? So this is really nice. Have a taste if you want. I mean, like, I'm not going to because I know it's good. Right, stick them in the recycling bin. Okay, so that's that. Cool. What's the time? Oh, we're doing all right. It's only 7:05. That's okay. We're probably going to... Well, I reckon you're probably going to eat probably about 7:45 by the looks of it. Instagram will probably kick me off before then anyway. Right. If I do more bad jokes. Right, so what's next? So, whoa. Okay, so this is it. This is... Actually, I'll tell you what. While you've got your chopping board and your knife out, let's just quickly chop the broccoli, okay? So I've given you half a head of broccoli, okay? And essentially you just need to floret it. And if you want, like so again, this is another thing where I would do it at home, but I wouldn't do it at the restaurant. So the stalk of the broccoli, I really like. I wouldn't serve it at the restaurant just because some people don't like it. But yeah, so you're just gonna floret your broccoli. I'm gonna hold it up. Normally I'd do it on a board, but I'm gonna hold it up so you can see. So floretting just basically means cutting those off. Cool. So, floret your broccoli. If you get any like massive florets, like this one, chop it in half down the stalk. Yeah? So chop it in half down the stalk so it still holds its shape. Okay. And like I say, I like the stalk. If you want, you can kind of like peel it, but it's good as it is. So just chop it. Okay. And I've got another half to do because I'm doing it for me and Alice. So floret that. So I realise I've done that quite quickly, and you might be slightly behind me, especially people who've got lots of kits to do. So probably now is a good time to have a drink for me while you sort of catch up. So yeah, the next thing is the pancakes, and this is basically the bit that I really want you to get right. I think is probably the best way of putting it. So stick your floreted broccoli off to one side because we're not gonna use that just yet, but it was a good point to do it, so I did it. Okay, so stick that off to one side. This is where you're going to need one of your mixing bowls. So grab your mixing bowl and your whisk. And then get your pancake batter and something, here we go, and something to transfer it from your Tupperware into a bowl. So put it all into your mixing bowl. And like I said, this is, it's actually, I think actually you're probably going to be all right because it's not kind of, so sometimes this batter, especially if you leave it in the fridge for a few days, because this batter will last for like 3 or 4 days in the fridge at least. It's like, it's got loads of turmeric, it's got quite a lot of sugar, loads of good stuff in it. But it will also mean it will keep. But keep these, please, and wash them up and use them for your packed lunch or or recycle them or do whatever you want. I mean, yeah, just don't throw it in the bin. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but like, on your conscience be it. Right, I'm doing it for 2. So I've given you extra batter. So there's plenty of this batter. Like, you are, you know, I've put enough in these tubs for you to get it wrong. So if you want to get it wrong, like, you can. I mean, it'll still taste delicious even if you get it wrong. I mean, it's going to be quite hard to get it wrong as well. It's sort of done. As long as you... Has anyone not... this is now the time that I should ask. Has anyone not got a non-stick pan? That sounds like a lot of double negatives, but has anybody not got a non-stick pan? Show your face now if you have, because I can talk you through what to do without a non-stick pan. Use them for batch cook and freeze. Oh right, with the these. Yeah, you could do. It'd be better to just keep the batter back, but yeah. I was feeling a bit, okay, all right. Yeah, cool jokes, everyone. Great jokes, but this is serious cooking now. Cast iron, okay, yeah, of course it is. I mean, you know, Nina, you know what to do. So basically, as long as your pan doesn't stick, our pan's a little bit older, should be fine, basically. As long as you use a fair amount of oil, well, kind of non-stick. Okay, kind of non-stick's all right. I think basically we're all going to be all right. So this batter doesn't like to stick to pans. If it starts to stick, then let me know and we can get back to it. But for now, grab your batter in a bowl, grab your whisk. They should all be the same, but if your batter is really thick and really hard to move around with the whisk, add a tiny bit of cold tap water. It has to be cold. It is a panic. Oil or butter? Sorry, pan panic. So basically, if you haven't, are you saying you haven't got a non-stick pan? It doesn't matter if you haven't. A normal pan's fine. Anyway, right. Grab. Nothing happened there. Right, so grab your non-stick pan. I've got this one. And put your heat on high, okay? I'm using gas. If you're using, like, just stick it on. Oh, I see. Oh, everyone's doing pan jokes. That's good. All right, what I was saying about cold tap water was, so if your batter has gone, like, almost solid, so our connection just went off a bit. Okay, so what I was saying was, if your batter's, like, almost, oh, God. The whole stream's just going to fill up with terrible puns. To be fair, I sort of asked for this, didn't I? Sorry. So, basically, I mean, mine hasn't done it. I don't think yours will either, because it's all from the same batch. So, your batter, if it gets really, like, hard and stiff and unwielding, then add a little bit of cold water. And because it's a non-Newtonian fluid, yeah, I know what that is. Move it very, very slowly. If you try and whisk it really hard, it will stiffen up. So move it very, very slowly, add a little bit of cold water, and it will like come to, you want this kind of consistency, okay? So it runs off, okay? So, you've got all your batter mix in a bowl, it's ready to go. Now, you're gonna want your heat on high, and this is where you're going to want your sesame oil, please. So, if you have, I said this earlier, if you have got posh sesame oil, which is non-blended, so pure sesame oil, you're going to want to water it down a little bit with some cooking oil. So, if you're using non-blended sesame oil, add like that much, and then a dash of cooking oil as well, okay? So I've got blended sesame oil, which is like loads cheaper and really good for cooking, not so good for dressings. If you want to use dressings, you have to use like pure sesame oil because it's amazing. But I've got blended sesame oil, and you don't want loads, just like this much, okay? So you're going to want to coat the pan. I mean, it's basic. So basically what we're doing here is cooking pancakes. And I reckon just about everyone, certainly everyone who's watching has cooked a pancake before. Now, the thing about these pancakes, they love a high heat, okay? They've got quite a high sugar content, so they will go kind of quite brown, but that's what you want, okay? And there's lots of different ways to do these. So at the restaurant, we use like a squeezy bottle and we do like a swirly pattern and we make a kind of beautiful shape. Doesn't matter, do that if you want. I'm just gonna do like a straight up pancake, and I think you should too. It's gonna taste the same, it's entirely up to you. So I'm getting the pan really, really hot. I've got it, I'm just gonna show you. So I've got the pan really, really hot. I've got my sesame oil in there. Got a high heat. Cool. And then just grab a little ladle, if you've got one, or a spoon is fine, or a jug. Really high heat or normal high heat. I feel like, well, I don't know what your hob looks like, but if it's like, basically, if you've got really, really high heat and it goes in and it really sizzles, that's fine. You can just turn it down or put it to one side, let it cool a little bit. Like, these pancakes cook in seconds. So really we're looking at probably 2 pancakes per person. So I know some people have got a lot of kits, so we're going to bear with those people. I've got a little ladle here, but you could, you know, if you wanted to put it in a jug and pour it in a jug and make a beautiful pattern. I'll tell you what, why don't I do that? I'll tell you what, I'll do one with the ladle and one with a jug. Okay, so my oil is getting hot. You can smell sesame oil when it gets hot. You get a really strong smell when it's hot. Also, I've got one of those pans there where the like red bit goes red when it's hot. So, you know. So I'm just going to put this in without holding the phone because I don't want to mess it up. So you want... So I've got about half a ladle full in here. Put it in the middle of the pan. All right, I'm going to grab the phone now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so put it in the middle of the pan and then move the pan around. I sort of caught this a little bit too late, but it honestly doesn't matter. Like, you kind of can't get this wrong. If you cook the mix, it's going to taste nice. I've spent a lot of time making a delicious pancake mix, and so hopefully, like, whatever you do, it's going to taste delicious. Okay, so for the next one, I'm going to use this little jug, and I'm going to try and do like a fancy pants pattern. Oh, you don't want to see my washing up zone. So maybe you can see this. I'm going to just put a bit in my jug. And for my next pancake, I'm going to do that. You're probably not watching. Basically, if you're watching the video now and cooking, you probably shouldn't be. You should be like focusing on your pancake. Okay, so my pan's really hot. And you can see the little bubbles that it's making. Those are what you want to see. Feel those little bubbles that come through? That's exactly what you want. And you should start to smell the turmeric and the coconut coming through. And if I can remember what I did with it. Oh yeah, I said to Jack that I'd use the thing that he bought me, which is this. So, just have a little look. Like, it will be set pretty quickly. Have a little look at one side. You want it to be like a kind of dark brown. It shouldn't just be like a light yellow. You want it kind of dark brown. And you know, if you're feeling fancy, you can flip it and it will flip. Like, they're pretty robust, these pancakes. And you can see like beautiful sort of golden caramelized edges. That's what you're after, okay? Watching and cooking next like owls. Yeah, fair enough. We'll just concentrate on cooking, like, so basically what you're doing is you're cooking a pancake. Like, cook a good pancake. You just want, the thing with these pancakes is you want them to be like golden and slightly crispy on the edge. The crispy bits are like the good bits. So, keep going. So keep cooking and checking. And these pancakes, so look, I mean, look, the shape of this, like, I probably wouldn't serve it at the restaurant. I don't think our pan is non-stick after all. Oh no! Okay, so, Mega City Fictions. I've got a top tip for you. In fact, for my next pancake, I'm gonna do it. So if you haven't got a non-stick pan, like, I guess that's Kathleen and Felipe. So, get some parchment paper, some baking paper, and like, I'm just gonna rip it. Hi Norwich Farm Share, is that Joel or Jack? Oh. Okay, so get a pan, get some of your parchment paper. Anyone who's not seen, I'm doing this for people who haven't got a non-stick pan, okay? Get some parchment paper. So by the way, my first pancake's cooked. Grab your clean tea towel when your pancake is cooked. And you can pop it onto a plate. Actually, I'm going to use a plate, but plate or a baking tray. Pop your tea towel on there and put your first pancake on the tea towel. Okay, that's it. You probably shouldn't need to add any more oil at this point, okay? Yeah, stop hijacking my feed, for God's sake. No, I don't care. No, it's all good. This is all good. It's community. This whole thing is community. Right, so anyone who hasn't got a non-stick pan, get your non-stick pan. Get a bit of baking parchment that doesn't go over the sides because you don't want it to set fire. So I'll show you what I've done. Okay. So you got your non-stick, your pan and a bit of baking parchment because that is non-stick. So this is just for Kathleen and Felipe who haven't got a non-stick pan. Hi. Oh no way! Someone's joined that I met in Brazil. Hiya. Anyway, on top of your non-stick paper, add a little drop of your sesame oil, and whack the heat back up nice and high. So I'm going to show you Kathleen and Felipe, and I'm also going to show anyone that wanted to do a kind of nice pattern with the pancake. I'm going to show you how to do it with the jug. So make sure that oil is kind of all over your paper. Okay. Should be nice and hot. Okay. And then, if you want to make a nice pattern, grab your jug and start to make a little, I don't know, I'll do a spiral. A spiral-ish. And then just make sure you join it up. I mean, you can kind of do what you want. We kind of did like spider's web. Our pan is sticking and no baking paper. Okay, so Chantel, I think that is. Let me have a think. So, what pans have you got? What frying pan have you got? Do you want to join the live video and show us? If you could show me on the live video, then I might be able to help you out. And you could show me what pans you've got and I might be able to help you choose a pan that might be a little bit better for the job. What do you reckon? Anyway, meanwhile, so I've done one on baking parchment for anyone who's not got a non-stick pan. So as you can see, it just kind of cooks normally like a normal pancake. Try more oil, good idea. What I would say though is get the oil. How do I join live? I thought that you could just I thought there was a thing that you could just press that said join live stream, but maybe you can't. I don't know. Hang on. Oh God, no, I've done something weird. Sorry, one sec, guys. Okay, press question mark box. Anyway, so for people who are still with me, oh God, they're so nice. I can't stop eating them. Stop eating them. They need to go with the main thing. Okay, so anyone who was following me with a non-stick pan, and they're doing it on the baking parchment, which I think was Kathleen and Felipe, you want to turn them on the baking parchment. The turmeric smells amazing. Yeah, so it's turmeric, there's some Korean chili. It asks on entry. Yours are cracking. Oh, as in cracking, as in good, or as in they're cracking down the middle. If they're cracking, you might have cooked them a bit too long, Mikey. So, if you have a look, or you might not have used enough batter, okay? So the first one I cooked, which isn't the best pancake in the world, but you can see it's got a little bit of, you can roll it. It shouldn't be like Only the edges are really kind of, listen, only the edges are really crisp like that. Oh, they're really nice. So you don't want to overcook. If you leave and come back, I think that's the problem. It's really hot. But yeah, you could turn your heat down a little bit. But the thing is, if you've got really high heat, just turn them more quickly. Yours are crack-a-lacking. That's good. So if anyone's got any more problems with their pancakes, let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep cooking them for a bit. Okay. So remember, when they're cooked, keep them wrapped up in a tea towel. That's like the most important thing. So I've forgotten who it was, and he scrolled back. Who had an issue? Chantel, done. More oil. Okay, cool. When you put a lot of oil in the pan, you're going to see more of those little bubbles. But just be really careful when you're turning them, and make sure you put them onto that tea towel, because that will drain some of the oil out. You don't want them to be greasy. They're like a nice, crisp, fresh, coconutty thing. Kate's crack-a-lackin'. Good. Okay, so my weird one has kind of come out. I'm going to add that to the pile. So I've done 2 so far. You, like other people probably will have done 3 or 4. I'm going to do a few more. So I'm going to do a few more out of the jug. I'm going to try and do some, I don't know what pan. I'm going to do another spiral, I think. So if you do like a spiral or something, like, just make sure you put a line across to join up the bits, if you see what I mean. So at the restaurant, when we did this with creme crab, we, yeah, exactly. We did this creme crab, we did like a spiral that kind of sat over the whole dish, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Brian, are you tech support? I don't know. Right. Cool, I don't know about you, but I'm getting quite drunk. Okay, so as with all pancakes, like it's always like the second, third, fourth ones that are like, and the one that I've just done, I'm just going to show you, has done exactly what I want it to do. So those tiny little bubbles that are coming up, that's what you want. And like you can see already that mixture is actually cooked through already, but you just want to turn it over and give it a nice bit of brown. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn my pancake now. Nice. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat up. I'll just turn my heat down. What a plonker. So yeah, I love this. You're slow. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like I've done probably less than half of the pancakes that I'm going to do. So we're just going to keep cooking pancakes till everyone's done. Now, one in the bin, don't worry about it. Like I said, I sent you enough mix that you can do. I reckon I've got enough for 8 or 10 pancakes. And really you only need 2 each, I think, for this dish. I mean, I don't want people to go hungry, but like, I reckon that's about right. These pancakes would be amazing with creme crab. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I really, really, really wanted to do the creme crab thing with this, but kind of logistically it didn't work, so I couldn't do the creme crab for you guys. But it will be back on at the restaurant one day, so come and eat when it is. Right, I'm gonna get another drink. Stella, I'm afraid. Okie dokie. So, we're coming to your yard then, yeah. My pancakes bring all the boys to the yard. And they're like, I did them on Instagram, they're rubbish. Right, so, I've got my spiral pancake. I don't know if you can see me flipping it really expertly. But, you know. Like, there's something like, quite like really good and almost a bit childish about making pancakes. Like, I don't know, it's sort of, if you had said that an hour ago, we have 1 crab in the fridge, well, you could just, well, eat the crab with it. Doesn't matter. I tell you what, if you want to eat the crab with it as well, grab your crab out of the fridge, mix it up with a little bit of the lime. I bet you've still got some lime juice left from that granita. Mix it up with a bit of the lime juice, some chili flakes, a tiny bit of nutmeg, Salt. People always forget to salt seafood. And that's probably about it. Mix it all up, kind of get it nice and creamy. If you've got a tiny bit of mayonnaise, that's fine as well. Mix that up and have that with this. It'd be amazing. If you've got a crab, use it. Tequila. Oh yeah, we could have a tequila, couldn't we? So that's my third pancake done. I'm gonna pop it under the tea towel. So I'm just gonna crack on with cooking these pancakes, and I think you should too, because otherwise we're gonna be here all flipping night cooking pancakes. So I'm gonna do another jazzy one. I am gonna, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll try and do like, okay, nearly. This could work. Oh no, it didn't work. I tried to do a heart because my girlfriend just walked in the room. If you had said that an hour ago, no, sorry, yes, Kate, on it. Okay, cool. So you're going to do the crab as well, Tim. Brilliant. So I'm just going to do a straight up, big, nice, round pancake. So look, that is how you do a pancake. If you've got your pan hot enough and you've got the mix, just like move it around, get something like that going. Like these pancakes, honestly, I thank Jackie Papayeva for telling me about these because I absolutely love them. No, Carolyn, I'm afraid Alice isn't. I don't know if she's up for it. But thanks. But yeah, so they're just so delicious, and like I've obviously slightly adapted a recipe. Think we missed the ginger granita. Can we have a turbo summary? Yeah. Oh, Rachel, you've got to get on this straight away. So get your can of ginger beer immediately. Get your can of ginger beer, open it, get your half a lime, put it in I tell you what, because you've got to it a bit late, see if you can get a baking tray that will fit in the freezer. Pour your can of ginger beer into the baking tray, squeeze the lime over it, and put a shot of tequila in. If you've got tequila, if not, it doesn't matter. Get it in the freezer straight away, please, because otherwise it won't be ready for your dessert. Okay, I think my pancakes were ready for flip. Oh, this looks like a good one. See, it feels like with pancakes, the like more. Oh, look at this one. The like further along you get, the nicer they are. Like, look at that. Look at all that beautiful, like. I just love the shape they make. It's amazing. Okay. Of course, I said we'd be done by 8, but I don't know. We'll see. Just one moment. So Rachel, you got it, yeah? You sure? You might want to delay your dessert a little bit because I don't know if your granita will be ready. Do you know what? Actually, while my pancake's cooking, I'm just going to check my granita. Okay. Yes, not even close. So I really hope everyone's granitas are frozen for dessert. Fingers crossed. Okay. So I'm just flipping my pancake again. I think for the next one I'm going to add a little bit more oil because my pan's totally dry now. And with a non-stick pan it's fine, it will still cook, but I want a little bit of the flavour from the sesame oil in the pancake. So I'm going to add a little bit more and we'll see where it goes. I think Hamish says, you rock, this is awesome. All right. Well, what's that? Granita for breakfast? Yeah, exactly. Should we have another shot? Is it like, are you all with me or not? If you're not with me, I won't. Ours is frozen at the edge. Yeah, mine is as well, but it needs to be all frozen. I've lost it now. Yes, very good. Oh, whoops. Cool. I got carried away there. My pancake. Do you know what though? Look, can I just show you something before I do this? Right, you see that coloration? Those are going to be the nicest bits. Like, I sort of forgot about it. But you're all on wine. Good. Drink wine. Help, I keep eating the pancakes. They're too good. Stop eating the pancakes. You're going to need something to go with your fish. or tofu, whatever. But yeah, so those beautiful kind of dark bits of caramelisation with the pancake, they're the best bits. Okay, so this pancake's done. I'm gonna stick it on the pile. Can you, if people can tell me when they've cooked, you keep ruining them. Oh, Chantel, I wonder if you can join live. If you can join live, then I can talk you through it if you want. So basically, I believe in you. So I think your pan wasn't non-stick, and and then you did quite a lot of oil. Alright, Lau, I'm doing shots of non-alcoholic Merlot with you all the way. Woohoo! Okay, so you finished your pancakes, Amy. I think we just need to hold fire a little bit for the other people. I'm really sorry. I know some people are kind of zooming ahead, but I've got to try and, yeah. Anyway, I've got the shot. Chantel, if you want to join us, then I can like talk you through it every single step of the way. Oh. But anyway, cheers. Okay. Whoa. I'm going to finish off my pancakes because I know I'm kind of dragging behind a lot of people. But like, if anyone's, honestly, the whole point of this, like, don't be shy of saying that you're struggling, because if anyone's struggling, that's why I'm here. I'm here to like help you. So everyone's all good. You don't know how to join. Okay, I wonder if I can make you join. I wonder if I can force you into joining. I don't really understand Instagram, that's the thing. Oh God, Tim's already eating. That's classic. It's having fun even though you're not doing well. Okay, wait a minute. So, I think your name's Chantel. So Chantel, you've got your pan. You might have, if you only got one frying pan. If you've got another frying pan, scrub it with a metal scourer. Make sure it's perfectly clean. Because if you've got, like, even if it's, I tell you what, even if it's like a, even if it's like basically any pan you can pretty much get away with. Okay, so get another frying pan, scrub it clean if it's not non-stick. You've only got one, okay, fine. So you've got one frying pan, and you've put quite a lot of oil in it, and you've got it hot. You've got a griddle pan. I mean, if it's a non-stick griddle pan, it will work, but it's like, yeah, it will work. So if you've got not flat bottom pan required, if you've got a but your griddle pan, if it's complete non-stick, like I've got a non-stick griddle pan, and as long as you're patient with it. So I've got a non-stick griddle pan. As long as you're patient with it, so you have to make sure the bottom of it's completely crisp before you turn it. That's it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm really rubbish on Instagram, so I don't actually know how to help you to join. I wonder how to do it. Let me. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. But so basically, the pan that you've been using, you've got a lot of oil in it. Tip some of that oil into the bin or into somewhere safe, and then get a tea towel, ball it up, and rub it really, really hard, like almost like you're trying to rub the oil into the pan, okay? Rub it really, 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 really hard, and then you should end up with something vaguely non-stick. And often, the reason... Oh, brilliant! We've got you! Oh... It's gonna work. Waiting for, yeah. I think it says connecting. Could happen. Hey, we've got you. Hi.
Help us.
Yeah, we'll help you. Okay, so let me have a look. We're buffering currently.
Right.
Okay, you've got way too much oil in that pan. That's the starters. But it's fine. So get that on a really high heat and don't.
Oh, it's
and
all gone.
get that.
High heat.
Get it on a really high heat and just leave it for now. Because if you start to try and move it around, so two things that I'd say about that is you've got too much oil and you've got too much mixture in the pan. So
Now.
How much mixture have you got left? Can you hear me? Oh, we've got I've got a lot of wheels of doom coming up. Oh dear. If when you find trying, okay. Okay, so we've lost you, unfortunately, Chantal. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. I kind of wish I was there. I wish I was there. Anyway, so what you kind of want to do with that is the one that you've got on at the moment, if you're still watching this, really high heat. Try and get it crisp on the bottom and flip it, but you need to get rid of a lot of that oil in the pan. The oil will hamper you. And then grab a tea towel. Once the pan's clear of pancake, grab a tea towel, ball it up really hard, get your pan. In fact, I'm just going to do it. So get a tea towel, ball it up, careful of your hands, you don't want to burn yourself. But the last one flipped like a beaut, brilliant. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So get a tea towel, ball it up really hard once your pan's clear, and put some elbow grease into moving it around. Lift up any little, because basically any little bits of burnt matter or whatever that's on the bottom of your pan will make that pancake stick, okay? And also if you try and flip them too quickly, that will also help them stick. So grab that really tight, put a load of elbow grease into it, rub, and don't put any more oil in. Then put it on a high heat and put a small amount of batter in the middle of the pan and roll it around. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Get your pan, get a small amount of batter, put it in the middle of the pan. C'est ça. And then roll it around. Yeah? Because if you get a nice thin one to go, then you'll be off, okay? So there you go, you've got a nice thin pancake in there. Heat nice and high. Love the waving cats in the background. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, it's a bit of... So, Gemma, Leah, what are you doing? Thank you. Chantal, are you okay to kind of start to move on? I'm really sorry about your pancakes. I wish that I could help you more. I just wish I was there, basically. But, like, pretty soon we're going to have to move on from pancakes. So, if anyone's still cooking pancake after pancake after pancake, I know some people had a lot of kits and they've got a lot of people, but even after all my waffle, I've managed 1, 2, 3, 4 good ones. I've got one in the pan. I've still got enough for 2 more, so there's plenty of them. Yeah, you're getting that. Oh, cool. Well, look, so keep going. Did I finish that shot? Yeah. So keep going. Like small amount of batter for now. And just like do some nice thin ones, especially if you're running out of batter. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to finish this one I've got in the pan, because I think we've probably got enough. I can always do some more later. So like this one's a super thin one, if you can see. But like, honestly, the non-stick thing is a real pain in the bum. Like, I mean, when we first put this dish on at the restaurant, we had no non-stick pans. We use a lot of cast iron skillets, and you can make them non-stick by seasoning them. And a lot of them were, but 1 or 2 of them weren't. And occasionally, if someone, maybe me, like accidentally burnt something in them, then they're no longer non-stick. And so I feel your pain, basically, is what I'm saying. I've been there. But really, you can get pretty much any pan to be non-stick with some hot oil and elbow grease. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to season a pan right now, but if you want to know, Chantel, I can help you season your pans. Text me or whatever. Not text me, message me or email me, and I can send you a way to season your pans so they are non-stick. Anyway, so I'm nearly there with my last pancake, and like, I hope, has everyone else kind of roughly got their pancakes good? By the way, Instagram Live is probably going to stop soon, so when it stops, we will. I'll be straight back on, and we'll carry on with the cooking. You're honey, thanks. Oh, thanks. Talks to lucky cats. Ah, thanks for asking. So, well, this one I've had for years and years. The big gold one. That is for Woolf. The red one I got recently because they look and taste great. You're done with the pancakes, great. So actually my pancakes are nearly done now. But yeah, the red lucky cat symbolises like warding away illness and the devil. So I bought a couple of red ones during this thing because I don't know. I'm not really superstitious. I just like them, but you know. And yeah, so like, and then this one I bought for my daughter. It's a little solar powered one. You like the green one? Yeah, the green one's cool, isn't it? I can't actually remember what green symbolises, but there we go. And then I've got my this one's like my little political cat. So we change the slogan on her every now and again. Right, so I've done that pancake anyway. Right, so your pancakes should all be done. Wrap them up in a tea towel. So mine are wrapped up on this plate in a tea towel. And take my pan off the heat. You can leave that somewhere warm if you like. That'd be good. Top left, cat's a rebel, not waving. Oh yeah, trouble with her, right? She's got a bit of a mind of her own. She'll like. Do you know what? I'm just gonna have a little word with it. Wait, I'm just gonna have a little word with that cat and then. There we go. All right, fine. Let me know if she breaks ranks again. Cool. So, turn off my high heat, which is burning my eyebrows. So, next. Okay, so now is kind of the crunch time. So you've got your pancakes ready. You've got your kind of pickled vegetable salad ready. We are now going to do the two things which are you need to kind of do just before you serve. So we're coming to kind of the end of the video, but we've got the two main things to do. So pancakes done, good. Is there anyone who's not finished pancakes? Because if you've not finished pancakes, I'll wait for you, and that is absolutely fine. Let me know. Okay, so grab a baking tray or a pan that you're happy to go under the grill. Oh. So I've got a baking tray. So you can, I mean, like, I kind of don't want to give you too many options, but with the fish and with the tofu, you can fry it, or you can grill it, or you can cook it in the oven on high, but as high as the oven goes. I'm going to grill it. I suggest you do too. So with the mackerel, most people are doing mackerel, I think. You only need to grill one side of the mackerel. The mackerel is essentially cooked all the way through because it's cured. So, or it's semi-cured. Like, I would eat that mackerel now as it is. But what you want to do, get a baking tray, set your grill on, like it's up to you. My grill takes a little while to warm up because my oven is electric. So I'm going to put my grill on now. I've just realised I left my rhubarb in there. I'm going to take those out. So set your grill or your oven on high, however you want to do it. I'm doing tofu and mackerel because some of you are doing tofu and some of you are doing mackerel. Get your shallots that you cut that have been sitting in a bit of marinade. Stick them onto your baking tray. Then grab your sesame oil, whichever sesame oil you may be using, and do a little swanky drizzle over the top, like this. Lovely. Then put a little bit more down on the bit where you're going to put your mackerel or your tofu. Now, if you are frying your tofu, I feel like there was someone who said they were going to fry their tofu. If you're going to fry your tofu, Get a little bit of corn flour would be best, or rice flour, or I mean you can use wheat flour, but I'd say it's probably a little bit claggy for it. If you're, I mean, to be honest, if anyone's frying their tofu, let me know and I'll talk you through it. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. But yeah. So if you are frying your tofu, let me know. Otherwise, let's grill everything, because I'm going to grill everything. So, really simply, that's my tofu. I'm going to pop it on my baking tray with my shallots. And make sure there's a bit of a gap between them. You don't want them clumped up, because you want to get a bit of kind of colour between them all. Recycle this. If you're doing mackerel, this is really important, okay? The mackerel has been cured and it's in your box in its cure. So what is sitting in here, this red, delicious, amazing smelling stuff, is actually currently curing it, okay? So it's kind of, oh. You're frying the tofu. Okay, so if you're frying the tofu, just roll the wet tofu in a little bit of corn flour. Get a good sort of centimetre of cooking oil in a frying pan and just fry it until it's golden all the way around, okay? So medium heat, good centimetre of cooking oil, roll it through the corn flour and fry it like that until it's golden. So back to the mackerel. So you've got it cured in here, okay? Take the mackerel and just wipe. You can use your fingers, or yeah, I mean use your fingers, and we'll wash our hands afterwards. So kind of wipe the cure off it. Like, I guarantee you all that flavour's already in it, okay? You're not wasting anything by doing this. All of that is in there, okay? And it should be, you're not gonna need any salt for this. Sorry, I've got the nice side towards me, but there we go. So you're not gonna need any salt for this. It's like perfectly salty and perfectly sugared and seasoned. So wipe that all off and stick that onto your baking tray that you've just oiled. If you're doing more than one kit, do the same with the next one, which is what I'm doing. So grab your mackerel again, just wipe it down. So yeah, the person frying the tofu, remember, stick the wet tofu into a little bit of corn flour, or if you haven't got any corn flour, like rice flour, potato starch, tapioca starch would be good. Otherwise, wheat flour is fine. And then just shallow fry it in your frying pan with like a centimetre of oil. So there we go. So you've got a nice kind of clean bit of mackerel. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's not a waste of flavor. Skin side up with the mackerel. So yeah, so now we're putting the mackerel onto the baking tray, skin side up. These, I mean, they can go into recycling, but you need to wash them out first. I'm just going to quickly do that. Flesh or skin side down? So flesh down, skin side up. Skin side up. Okay, I'm just quickly rinsing these so that I can put them in the recycling bin. I suggest you do the same. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to wash my hands with soap. I'll be there in a second. Okie dokie. Okay, I think Instagram's going to kick me out pretty soon, just so you know. So I'm not going to start anything mental right now, because Instagram's going to kick me out. Okay, so what we've done here is we've got the protein, the tofu, or the mackerel ready to go. If you've got a little bit of sesame oil, again, or any oil really, just drizzle a tiny little bit over the top of the mackerel or the tofu and the shallots that you should have on there. I'll show you mine in a sec. So drizzle a tiny bit over the top. And I'm going to show you what I've got here. Okay. So, on my tray I've got the fresh shallots. Can we eat the mackerel marinade? I mean, you can, but it's got a lot of raw garlic in it. It's up to you, Amy. I mean, it's a lot of salt and a lot of sugar and a lot of raw chili and raw garlic. basically what I was trying to say was, if you throw it away, it's not a waste because it's already imparted all of its flavour into this beautiful mackerel. I mean, look at that. So good. So what I've done with the mackerel is I've just scored the skin for you so that it's going to cook through really nicely, and that skin should go really nice and crisp. There's plenty of sugar. What about if we fry the mackerel? You can fry the mackerel if you want, Simon. That is not a problem at all. You're eating it, fine. Amy, just eat it. Do what you want to do. It's up to you. But yeah, so if you want to fry the mackerel, you can. Your grill's knackered. Okay, so that's totally fine. So what I do at the restaurant is I get this bad boy and just blowtorch the skin and get the skin really, really black and like crisp and delicious. And the heat from this cooks the flesh through enough to be brilliant. But if you're doing it in a pan, if you're frying it, get a pan, get it nice and hot, not too much oil, okay? Put it skin side down. If you've got a non-stick pan anyway. I know. If you've got a non-stick pan, put it skin side down and wait until that skin is crisp before you try and turn it. Because the first time that it hits the pan, the skin sticks straight away. It will like meld itself straight to the pan. So wait till it's crisp and then flip it and it's ready, okay? But we are not cooking this right now. We're getting it ready because this is the last thing we cook. So you should have your grill on, and if you're doing it, Simon, if you're frying it, get your pan ready. Make sure it's on a hob with some with a little bit of oil, but don't turn the heat on yet, okay? So you've got this ready. Put it to one side. Okay. We are about to get kicked off Instagram, so we're just going to take 2 secs and I'll be back because the next bit I kind of want to do is all one go until the end. So I'm going to turn this off and then I'll be back in 2 minutes. So if everyone's ready, see you in a sec. Hey, some people are back already. Brilliant. How's it going? I hope everyone's enjoying this so far. You know, we're getting there, aren't we? Cool. So yeah, the last bit, right? So that you're almost ready to. You should almost be ready to eat. Let me just have a look at my notes. Yeah, so fish is ready. So basically, we're going to be doing the cool stuff now. Having the best time. Oh, good. I'm so pleased. Like, yeah, I've not done it just live before, so I'm kind of quite pleased about how it's going. Although I do always tend to like drink quite a lot when I'm nervous. So sorry about that. But anyway, how are we doing? So we've got 20 people back, so we're nearly all there. Just waiting for like I think 28 people have been doing this live with us, which is quite cool, isn't it? We've got like a little community, and we're all doing it together, and like everyone is just so nice. So thank you all for being nice and calm and cool about everything we're doing. So this is like crunch time, by the way. So what I would suggest now is, I know not everyone's quite here yet, but what I would suggest now is that you get your crockery out and like lay your table a bit. You know, you can put that out, which is your pickled vegetable salad, your garlic crisps, which are there. You can put them out on the table. You could put them in something slightly more glamorous than this. Like, as I said earlier, when we were making my daughter her pasta for her supper, this got melted. So you could find something more glamorous than a like half melted biodegradable like plastic pot. But whatever, you know, I don't mind. Like the whole thing with Woolf and Social is like, well, my philosophy is that fine food should not be about pomp and money, basically. Like, I think that fine food should be accessible to everyone, no matter what your circumstance. And I believe that that's what we've done at Woolf and Social, is being able to kind of have various things on the menu, which means that no matter kind of, you know, more or less, no matter what you're earning, you can afford to come and have something to eat there. You know, we try and keep our drinks prices down, we try and keep our food prices down. You know, there's always something to eat. You know, can you always come in and have something, a drink and something to eat for a tenner. Yeah, we're about to do the broccoli, Carolyn, chill out. And then, here, good fool. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think basically, I don't want to bang on about this for ages, but like my biggest problem with the fine dining industry, or like the restaurant industry, is that it's purely for the elite. And if you haven't got, you know, £100 to spend per person on a meal, then you don't get a chance to try what fine dining is. And fine dining is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love it. I love amazing food, but like, I also want everyone to be able to experience it, which is what I think Wolf and Social is about. Is like, we don't spend loads on our like crockery and cutlery and decor in order for everyone to be able to experience something good. But anyway, I'll shut up. Right, I think we're almost all back. I feel like we've dropped a few people. I don't want to like. Oh, thank you so much. Lovely. But the only reason that we're still going is because people like you guys are supporting us, and you know, it means a lot. Cool. I've drunk quite a lot, haven't I? Being all like gushy, aren't I? Anyway. Hey, that is true, Caitlin Moon Monkey. If that is your real name, I'm sure it's not. It's true, but like, who wants? Anyway, I'm gonna stop banging on about it because it makes me in equal parts passionate and angry, and this isn't the time. We're having a lovely time. Right, so we're gonna move on. So your grill or your oven should be on high in preparation for cooking your tofu or your fish. Okay. Thanks, guys. Right, so that should be ready to go. In the meantime, we are going to... So, if I were you, I'd set your table, like, get your most beautiful crockery out, bone, china only. Obviously, we've always had the best time at Wolf and Social and Social. Wolf and Social and Social. Has someone opened up called Wolf and Social and Social? That is unbelievable. We take all our friends and family and everything. Oh... Thank you so much, Amy. That's really cool. Honestly, it's like people, yeah. Well, it's people like yourselves that mean that we've been able to kind of do what we do for so long, you know? And yeah, and hopefully, after this all passes, we'll be able to do it again even better. Yeah, to be fair, I'm also drunk. Should we just be really gushy and drunk? All of us. All 24 of us. Yeah, brilliant. Even Layla, who's on the non-alcoholic Merlot. Anyway, Right, so you've got your oven on or your grill on, ready to cook that kind of main event. The reason I'm telling you not to cook it now is because fish, unlike meat, doesn't want to rest. You want to cook it and serve it, and especially this, which is kind of almost already kind of half cooked for you. So yeah, so we're going to move on. We're going to do the broccoli now, but like from now to the end, it's going to be a bit of a kind of roll. We're going to roll all the way from here to the end, and it's going to be done. So if everyone's ready, make sure your glass is full. This is it. Okay, get your other pan. I accidentally at some point dropped my really nice wok, which I'd just seasoned for this video, into the sink. So I've just rinsed it back out again. I'm just going to get it back up, so if you're frying, you want your pan to be bone dry. Okay, if you have any water in there, it could spit, it could burn you, and you don't want it. Although speaking of which, in a minute when we do the broccoli, there are some bits where it could spit and it could burn you. So, the thing about cooking is there's a good element of danger to it, and I think that's what draws me to it. So I've got my nice little wok which I showed you earlier, and what you can hear is I've just put it on a high heat because I've just rinsed it out and I can't bother to dry it up. So I'm just burning off the water. Right, so we're doing the broccoli right now, Carolyn. So you ready? So earlier on I asked you to floret it. If you haven't floreted it, you're way behind. You need little florets of broccoli. If they're big, chop them in half. Do that quickly because I'm cooking it now, okay? So this is the point where you need either your blended sesame oil or your pure sesame oil. If you're using pure, please use half and half sesame oil and cooking oil because, it'd just be better. So I'm going to use my blended sesame oil. Right, and the way I always describe how much oil to use for this dish, more than you think. So when you're frying something, you put half a centimetre of oil in the pan. Put more than that. So I'm going to show you how much I'm going to use for this one whole head I'm doing. Okay, so it's quite a lot. It's almost like a shallow fry in this wok that I'm using. I'd say, I guess it's like 40, 50 mils. Okay, and I've got the heat on quite high. So this is the reason this dish is so good is because there is a tiny element of danger to it. So grab your broccoli. You don't put any onion or garlic in it at all. You've just got hot oil and broccoli, okay? So with sesame oil, you can always smell when it's hot, okay? You get that kind of like toasty, sesame kind of smell, and it hits you straight away, okay? So I can tell that mine's hot. In fact, mine's so hot now that I can even see a little bit of smoke coming off it. If it starts to smoke, turn the heat down a little bit because that's too hot, because you don't want to get spat at, okay? I'm going to stand back a little bit in case I burn my beautiful face. Okay, so that's my broccoli in my wok. I'm going to move the camera now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got that really hot sesame oil. I've chucked the broccoli in, and you want to get a fair bit of colour to it. So don't worry about moving it around too much. If you're we haven't put. Oh, hi Izzy. No, we haven't put the tofu in yet. Don't worry, the tofu's coming. So I just need to grab myself. So with a wok, it's always best, if you're using it, it's always best to use a metal implement. Like woks aren't non-stick. If you're using a non-stick pan, use like a wooden or plastic implement. But with a wok, it's always best to use a metal implement. Okay, just going to move it around a little bit. But you want it to colour, okay? So you want it to catch a little bit. I'm going to do this. I know not everyone is a chef. but like tossing it around in the oil is a good thing to do. So look, you can see I've got it on as high as this hob will go. I have got a slightly hotter hob. It doesn't fit my wok so well. Let's put it here. While your broccoli is kind of starting to colour, just grab your miso sauce. So you would have got miso sauce in one of these with some sesame seeds in it. I've got 2 kits here, so we've got some miso sauce. Grab those, make sure they're ready, don't put them in yet. The other thing you want to do, and you can hear that crackling already, that like the moisture from the broccoli, that's what's making that crackling noise in the oil. So the other thing you want to do is grab your sugar. Okay, this is the point where you need the sugar, and it's vital to this dish. So I'm going to grab my sugar. There we go. I'm just going to top it up a bit because I haven't got quite enough. Okay, so you can really hear that broccoli cooking. Getting the wok hay on there. What? Getting the wok hay on there, Francis. Okay, so you can see there's a little bit of colour to some of this broccoli already. Like, broccoli is more robust than you think it is, especially if you're just frying, which is what we're doing. It can take a lot, and you want colour. Like, burnt broccoli, is the miso in? No, the miso is not in. I promise I will tell you as soon as the miso and the sugar needs to go in. Okay, while this is cooking, so I've got my just broccoli and oil in this wok. Yeah, and you want it to really go for it. Like, don't be scared of using a really high heat. You want it like, you want some nice brown, dark, almost black kind of colours. Sometimes at the restaurant, if like my hob's not behaving itself, I'll get the blowtorch and like blast the hell out of the broccoli, because like broccoli can take it. Like it likes a little bit of colour, a little bit of like burntness to it basically. Like broccoli is like, it's both bitter and sweet as a vegetable, and like the more you can bolster those kind of flavours, so the more bitterness and sweetness that you add, the more broccoli it is. I mean, obviously you want it to taste amazing as well, which is where the miso comes in, but like, you know, giving it a bit of colour will make it kind of, will give it that kind of green sort of bitterness, and then we're going to add loads of sugar in a bit, and that will make it really sweet as well. Okay, when you're dry frying broccoli, it takes a little while, so don't be scared, but just keep it moving. That's the whole point of wok cooking, is you get your metal implement and keep it moving. If you're using a frying pan, that's fine, you know, but just keep it moving. Okay, so I've got a good amount of colour on there. Now I know this might be a little bit taxing, but at this point, as the broccoli's kind of like halfway cooked, grab your tray, which should have your shallots and your tofu, or your mackerel if you're using mackerel, and your grill should be really hot, or your oven should be really hot by now. Mine is. Get that under the grill now. This is crunch time. Have a little, you know what? Have a little bit of Dutch courage, because everything needs to come together from now into the next 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my protein, fish or tofu, and the shallots under the grill. Love your lockdown lot. Thank you very much. Okay. Woo! I was just a bit over vigorous, and my wok's a tiny bit small. Okay, so let me show you mine. And if you want, you can show me yours. Let me show you mine. Look, I've got nice crisp edges on the broccoli, and for me, like, I would eat it like that. I like broccoli, you know, pretty. I like to have quite a little bite to it. So at this point, I don't know if you're with me or not, but like when you can see lots of nice dark brown kind of edges to your broccoli, this is the point where we're going to do two things, okay? Turn the heat down a little bit. Yeah, time for fish grill, yes. Yes, Anita, stick the fish or the tofu under the grill right now. Everyone, put your fish under the grill. Skin side up and just leave it, okay, for now. It will take probably 8 to 10 minutes, but everyone's with me? Good, right. So turn your heat under your broccoli down a little bit because you're gonna get a little cup or a little jug of water, okay? Neil mugs. So a little jug or a little cup of water, okay? And this is the bit where it could spit at you, okay? So when you put this in, take a little paste back, okay? So I'm gonna do it from a paste back. I've got like, I don't know, maybe 100 mils of water in here. I'm gonna put about half in. It's just a little dash of water and you'll hear it, okay? Ready? Listen. Okay, so can you hear it spitting? That's going to start to steam it through. It's also going to start to make the base for your sauce, okay? And I know this is hard because you're watching the video and cooking at the same time, but if you can listen to me, you're going to get it right. So you've got a little bit of water in there, the heat's down a little bit. Grab your miso sauce. Put all of it in, but if you can, save a tiny bit back for garnish, okay? Put your miso sauce in. That's the one with the sesame seeds on top. Put all of it in, but save a little bit back for garnish. Okay. Okay, now you're back with your broccoli, you can turn it back up again. So the reason you turn it down is just so you can remain under control of what you're cooking. Like, you don't want it to burn while you're getting water or like taking the lid off the miso or whatever. You need to remain in control of it. So now you're back with the pan, turn the heat right up, and just keep moving it around. Make sure all the broccoli is coated in that nice sauce. And like you can see with mine, yeah, I could do a kids cook along. My problem is swearing, but yeah. So you can see with mine, I've got a little pool of this like miso-y liquid, right? When that's gone, you're just about ready. Okay. So, now this is the trick with this dish, with this miso broccoli. At this point, like your broccoli's basically cooked, like it's ready to eat now. However, you want to get it really sweet and really caramelly. Take your sugar and you're gonna, so let's say for each half head of broccoli that you've got in your pan, add just over a teaspoon of sugar. I'm gonna do it like this. So sprinkle a load of sugar over it. Like this is sweet, you know? Okay, keep it on a really high heat. Stir it in. I'll be honest with you, I added too much water. So if you haven't added your water yet, add less than I did. Because I would like this now to be getting a bit more saucy. You know what I mean? Like my sauce here, look how liquid it is. I wanted that to be a bit thicker at this point. But like, because we've just dry fried the broccoli, swearing not a problem, fine. Because we've just dry fried the broccoli, it can take a little bit of that liquid. So even though I've added a bit too much water, and you might have done as well, like once that reduces, can you repeat sugar quantity? Yes. So I would say it's about a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half per half head of broccoli. So in each kit I gave you half a head of broccoli, and I'd say a teaspoon and a half per half head of broccoli. But like, you almost can't, I mean you obviously can add too much. You don't want it to be like, no one wants like broccoli dessert, but like it's a sweet dish, like the salty miso, and it's like that miso sauce I gave you is blended with rice vinegar as well, so the sugar and the salty miso and the vinegar will like all just will amalgamate around the broccoli and make this beautiful, beautiful sauce. And also you should have kept a little bit of the miso back like I have. Okay. So if you should have your fish under the So you should have your fish or tofu under the grill or in the hot oven now. Have a quick look. Check it out. See how you're getting on. Whoa! Mine's probably about a third of the way there. I'm turning my grill up. My grill wasn't up quite enough. Hey, Kelly. Oh, no way. We've got Nat and Baker, or one of the two, arrived. Okay, so the broccoli's nearly there. You don't want to overcook broccoli. Overcooked broccoli is not a pleasant thing to eat. Like, if you added the stalks like I did, like they should be really nice and crunchy. So, my sauce for my broccoli, look, is nearly there. It's a little bit thicker. You want it to be kind of like unctuous, okay? So, annoyingly, my grill is like right below my hob, and the camera's there. So I've got to keep the door open, so I'm being blasted by like heat. But so grab whatever it is you want to serve the broccoli in. I'm going to use this ordinary cereal bowl because you know. Okay. So keep the heat nice and high. So my sauce for my broccoli is like really close. It's like, in fact, in order to thicken it a tiny bit, our fire alarm's just went off. I'll be honest with you, Harriet. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. If you want me to call 909, I could probably. Oh no, I can't because I'm using my phone. Anyway, I'm just going to thicken my broccoli sauce up. I'm going to add a tiny bit more sugar. Tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my broccoli looks like. I'm going to tell you that it's ready. So, oh what? Why is everyone's fire alarms going off? It's probably the steam. So look, can you see the broccoli is cooked? Like you can feel with the spoon, like that it's got a little bit of tension, but it will also go. And then the sauce is like nice and thick. Okay. Whoops. Cool, you probably just saw all my notes then. You can see that it's not just like freestyle. I'm like not just like totally cool. I'm like freestyle. I've got 3 pages of notes stuck ahead. Okay, so my broccoli's done. So I'm gonna pop it into a serving bowl, which is this cereal bowl. So Warwick Eats has joined. Hi Warwick Eats. Whoever that is. So, I'm really sorry your fire alarms just went off. If I told you to take the battery out, I'd probably be quite an irresponsible person. But, take the battery out. Okay, so, while we're doing this broccoli, your fish and or tofu should be cooking really nicely. Okie dokie. So, we've done the broccoli. And the little bit of miso sauce that I asked you to keep by is what's going to garnish it. So, like, you could probably put it in a much nicer bowl than I have, but whatever. That's nothing. We just had a fire. Oh, flipping hell. Sorry, everyone. So, pour your miso sauce over the top of the broccoli, and you've got, like, a really beautiful, nice, saucy broccoli. And this is where, I mean, actually, I would suggest you do this at the last minute, but your garlic crisps are going to go on top of the broccoli. But if you put them on now, they'll soften. So just wait till the very last minute. Okay, I'm going to check my grill and see how the mackerel and toffees do. And turns out it's flipping perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to show you. I hope you guys are at the same point as me. But look, you've got that beautiful coloration on the mackerel. The tofu is cooked through. And your fresh shallots have got a nice bit of colour on them as well. So, essentially, we're done. So grab your pancakes out from their warm place, wherever that might have been. Mine is still just about warm. Take all your stuff to the table, or you can plate it up. I'm going to plate one up here so you can see what I'm doing. So, I've got my beautiful coconut pancake. I'm going to pop it on a plate with the pretty side up. I'm going to take actually I'll do the toffee one. I'm so sorry you had a fire. Flipping, oh, that's Felipe and Kathleen, isn't it? Sorry. Anyway, so, excuse my fingers, but I'm going to do a toffee one. So I'm going to put my marinated grilled tofu, and there's enough tofu in your kit for 2 pancakes. I'm going to put a bit of salad, the pickled vegetable and fresh shallot salad over the top. If you've got any chives or coriander, that'll go beautifully in here as well. Then you've got your delicious grilled shallot. Pop one of those in there as well. I'm going to wrap that up. And then we've got the miso broccoli, which we just cooked, still piping hot, down the side. Now's the time to garnish with the garlic chips over the top of the broccoli. And as I said, there's enough for 2 of these per person, so it's quite a lot of food. We're kind of done. Like, I hope you guys got to the same stage as me. I'm gonna hang fire. I'm gonna give that to Alice, my partner, so she can eat it. But I'm gonna hold tight here in case you've got any questions. Just remember with the dessert, like, you can grill or stick it in a really hot oven the rhubarb, and hopefully the granita's done. Any bits of the mackerel that aren't edible, absolutely not. Oh, I tell you what, I didn't pin bone the mackerel. The mackerel didn't come. That basically means the really small bones in it. But once the mackerel's cooked, those bones are edible anyway. But there may be 1 or 2 kind of small bones in the mackerel. But like, everything's edible. I mean, like, let me just show you my mackerel. So look, this is basically how it should be. And I know that at least one person has got a blowtorch. I always have a blowtorch, but if you want any bits that aren't quite there, just give them a mini going over with the blowtorch. And then listen to this. Can you hear that? Like that crisp, beautiful mackerel skin. I'm going to eat that right now. Please show the plate again. Sure. Just a sec. So this is like half a portion. Let me go over here. So in here I put my tofu, and you can put like half a mackerel fillet. So if you cut one of these down the middle, they'll cut really easily because that's how they want to be cut. Down there, and then put half one of those in there with your pickled vegetables, and yeah, and if you want to put a bit of sauce or something in there, like a bit of sriracha sauce or something like that, it'd be amazing. But I've done mine with the tofu. So tofu, pickled bean sprouts, fresh shallot, pickled chilies, coconut pancake. Fold over. I mean, you don't even have to eat it like that. Eat it how you want. But then you've got your miso broccoli and garlic chips, which are flipping amazing. Let me find a nice crisp one. Know what I mean? Right. Simon just got down from putting Finn to bed. Perfect timing. Brilliant. Cool. So, basically, guys, that is it. We've kind of done for Woolf and Social Distancing round 2. Yeah, so dessert-wise, hopefully, I'm just going to check, but hopefully, oh, thank goodness for that. Hopefully, once you finish your meal, your ginger granita should look like mine. In which case, stick your rhubarb into the oven, 8 minutes, no more, but check it, it might be less. Some people have got some slightly smaller rhubarbs, so like check it. You're gonna scrape the granita. Oh, right, mine's not quite done. So like, you might need a little break, have a drink or whatever, but scrape the granita with a fork. I mean, like, most of mine's done. You'll end up with like that. So granita is basically just means granite. And so you want like nice rocky bits of this ginger ice, which I've got really sensitive teeth, but I can't help myself. Oh, that's amazing. My poor teeth, but flipping hell, it's so delicious. Like, and that little bit of mezcal that I put in, like makes all the difference. So as far as I'm concerned, we're done. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've gone on a little bit longer than I said. If anyone's got any more questions at any point, like, all these videos are going back up live for anyone who kind of missed the start or whatever. But like, I hope you're happy, and sorry I got quite drunk. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me. Like, every Saturday that we've done this, I felt like sort of part of something, and like feel like I'm cooking for people again, and it, like, you know, it makes me feel happy. So cheers. Yeah, send me any pictures that you've got of your food. I'll put them straight up on Instagram. And yeah, if you've got any other questions as it goes on, like when you're doing desserts or whatever, just message me on Instagram. I will message you straight back. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Hope everyone enjoyed it. You're good? If anyone's got any questions, so drunk, me too. But if anyone's got any questions right now, say now, because I'm gonna log off in 5, 4. I'll miss you too. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Thanks again. Big love. Cheers. Bon nuit. You hungry?
You're making me a little thing. Is that mine?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Goodness gracious.
They got tofu in it.
That one's toffee, yeah. Do you want the toffee?
Yeah.
It's alright. The toffee's not actually quite done. Let me try. There it is. There you go.
Thanks.
Want more?
No, I'll start with that.
Those crisps aren't crisp. Let me give you something that's crisp. Is it nice?
Mhm.
Good.
Yummy.
Good. There's loads more. Oh, have one of these. Oh no, you've got one in there.
Chili.
No.
Where are the chili?
What? Feel that inside.
No.
What? It's really spicy.
What is?
Everything.